everyone. I am in conversation with two phenomenal women. One is an iconic sportswoman, and the other one, super talented movie star who's playing that inspiration in her biopic. Tapsee Pannu and Mithali Raj, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And let me talk about the several firsts which you had tweeted as well. Mithali Raj is the youngest ODI captain of an Indian cricket team, the only Indian cricketer to captain in the team in 4 World Cups and reach the finals twice. She is the youngest cricketer to score 200 in a test match and the highest scoring Indian cricketer in the debut international match. That's a snapshot of her career and all that she has achieved. So, Taapsee, let me begin with you.
I gave good summary.
That's the tweet that you had put out.
Yes, I did. I wanted to write more. I said, "Waki promotion ke time I'll say."
Shabaash Mithu is the third sports-based film that you are doing. You have done Rashmi Rocket and also Saan Ki Aankh in the past. What pulls Tapsee Pannu in a sports film? Because endurance is almost like the first quality you need for playing the role such as hers.
And also sportsman spirit, I think. That spirit of not giving up, fighting it till the end and having that perseverance of sorts. So I think all this, I've identified more with sports than with movies while I was growing up. I've seen more sports, followed more sports stars. So it coincidentally so happened that I became an actor, but sports has been something that I've grown up with more. So it, I think, became an automatic pull attraction towards these characters when these scripts started coming to me.
Yes, Mithali, I'm going to ask you as well. I am looking at your tweet or your promotional, whatever you may say it. One game, one nation, one ambition, my dream, grateful to the team and excited to share my story with you all. You shared your story. She plays your story. Yeah. What was your first reaction to the trailer?
Well, I was quite impressed looking at the trailer. One is because looking at her bat, because there was no cheating done there. She actually batted. And that was one thing which I was a little skeptical when I was told that she's going to play my role. Acting, of course, she will do. But then what about enacting my batting, the style, you know, the small details that I have as a batter. And my personality, the way I walk onto the ground, my emotions, because I'm not someone who, is very expressive with my emotions on the ground. So these were things which was playing in my mind. But I think all that took a backseat when I saw the trailer. I was quite impressed, yeah.
You had said that you would have wanted Priyanka Chopra to play that role.
Well, because she obviously played Mary Kom, so, and someone I felt that of my height and my complexion, but here
no, but this Mithali actress,
this Mithali is a little taller.
Is height the only issue here then?
No, I think the height was probably something which will stand out, because I am 5'3". And you're what,
5'7".
5'7". Quite a difference there.
And what was the nature of preparation like? Because, running between the wicket, and as she said, how she arrives there and then she bats. There's a style, the style statement.
And then the talk with the eyes.
Did you watch her videos of the game?
Yeah, I only had that because she was busy. She was an active player at that time. She was either in a bubble or playing a tournament or prepping up for World Cup. So I didn't have physical access to her. So I only had her very close friend and a coach, Nushin, who coaches Railways, Indian Railways right now. So she was there to help me see Mithali through her eyes, because I think sometimes it's a nice thing to have a third-person perspective, because sometimes a third person sees you grow and change better than you can tell yourself how you would have changed over years, right? So she was there. So preparation obviously included cricket, which was equally tough as portraying Mithali as a person, because we are very different personalities. As individuals, we might be called these strong ideology women of sorts, but the fact is we have different the way we speak, the way we walk, the way we express. I'm very expressive, I'm very dramatic compared to her. So I had to tone down everything, from the walking pace to the talking pace. Everything had to be controlled. More had to be done with the eyes than with my dialogues. And the first reaction, for example, when my mom saw the film, by interval she's like, "Tu zyada baat nahi kar rahi film mein." so I had to tell her it's not my biopic, it's her biopic, and she speaks less.
And Mithali Raj is a legend. The letter that the Prime Minister wrote to you, and you shared that letter on Twitter, and lots of celebrities, influencers commented on it. It's almost a reflection of what India thinks about you at large, that your success is beyond statistics and records. You are a trendsetter, an athlete who has broken many a glass ceiling, and a phenomenal source of motivation for others. Hundreds of young cricketers across men's cricket and women's cricket have found in you their inspiration and role model. What makes Mithali Raj a legend? And how do you see your own career and your own journey?
Well, I don't know what makes me a legend, but I think the journey was in a way tough, from where I started to where I see women's cricket today. Fortunate and grateful to see the transition in women's cricket from the times where there was absolutely no money, no resources. We were in obscurity despite, some very good performance by the team. And then you see, coming under BCCI in 2006-07, a lot of things have changed for betterment of women's cricket and women cricketers. One of the biggest and significant move was in 2016, we were given central contracts. So I think now things have started to roll post 2017 World Cup, just not in India but world over in terms of women's cricket. A lot of things have been happening to promote it globally, to brand the sport, the players in themselves are, they are big brands. So a lot of things are happening at a faster pace now, and I'm just happy to see all this while I was playing in my career.
And Mithali, you spoke about equality. Taapsee has been batting for pay parity for women in cinema. Is that really a point of convergence as well?
I think that's probably the one connect that I found with her even before I met her, because my awakening was when I read her statement to that question that was asked to her, which everybody now knows about, who's your favorite male cricketer? And when I read that answer as the headline, and then I researched on who this person is who said, because it just suddenly, that line spoke to me, even though I'm not in the same field, because I've been answering that question over a decade now. And then I saw who she was, and I was guilty of the fact that I myself didn't know about our women's cricket team. So because of that statement, I got to know about her, and then because of her, I got to know about the team and what they have done. And there onwards was my, correcting the wrong, and I think I kind of manifested it probably that I got it eventually in my lap, the film.
And that famous quote, "A nation that loves cricket should also support the women's team, because you're not just men's cricket-loving nation. The cricket should matter and not the gender." Where did women not get their due? Perhaps in the past, things have changed at present, but where do you think the story did not unfold the way it should have been, or do you think it was almost a reflection of how the society has been in general, their approach towards gender and women?
I think it's a mix of both, I would say, because the matches, if it is not televised on television, people would not get to see the Indian team play or women play. And naturally, the perception to look at women playing cricket is not made unless they see it on television. And I feel that, visibility is so important in today's world. And also the perception of people in general to see sport for women as a career. That has changed in the recent past, but that was a big challenge in the 90s when I started playing, that sport was only meant for men, and we had a lot of role models in terms of men athletes, but very few that we had as role models in terms of women athletes. Like I remember P.T. Usha, Malleshwari.
Yes.
So they were the just few, at that point of time, that as a young girl, if I want to get inspired watching them, there were just few. But now you have so many from different sport as your role model, whether it is cricket, badminton, tennis, boxing. You have every sport, you have a women athlete as a role model. So for a young girl to take it up, they have an inspiration to look at. So things have changed, but I think in a nutshell, it is the way the society has seen women taking up sport.
And that famous quote that I just read is Taapsee's. Taapsee, tell us about the film now. And how did you get the role? And when did it all begin?
It actually began 2018, I think, 19, yeah, 19, when I was approached by Viacom that we want to do this biopic. We don't have a script right now. We have her, yes, and we have research material. Are you ready to invest the time and effort that will be required to portray her on screen? And instantly that bulb in my head was like, oh, I know her. I know women's cricket because of her. So it is a no-brainer that I'll say instant yes. But then that commitment that was needed with it was something that I didn't preempt how much effort it's going to take out of me while I'm doing other films. So every day trying to learn how to bat, how to play cricket for someone who's never even picked a bat before in life. The only motivation was that this will not happen again. This is probably the first and the last time that her story is being told on screen. It is not going to happen again. She is, for me, is the first lady in women's cricket in India, where, for me at least,
the
she
first
was
lady in blue.
Yeah. So it will not happen again. So for that sake, I need to give my more than 100%. A first movie made on women's cricket in India will not happen again. It'll already there'll be second, third, fourth, but first will not happen. So this will be one of its kind, and it'll be there for posterity. So it better be good, and you better do your best.
And Taapsee, when you said the cricket should matter and not the gender, what made you realize, because you've not played cricket in your life, right?
Yeah.
What made you realize that gender made cricket different? Because she is a woman, it's not televised live. It wasn't televised live.
It wasn't televised for almost a decade while she was playing. So for me, I had no research material.
Yeah.
To
So
see.
when they asked for the videos of my, the years, when I made my debut, the debut game and all, I said I
All
don't
those
have
records when
I
she
don't
made
have
in
any
her debut.
videos about all those innings. So they had to actually speak to my teammates to get a bit of information about those matches. Even the 2005 World Cup, where the semi-finals I rated very high. I don't have a video of that innings.
Huge disappointment because of that? Or do you think in the last few years, when you look at women, what they have achieved, and you have been part of the story, the change or the shift that we are seeing of women getting their place under the sun, disappointment that your story should have been chronicled as well?
Well, I'm not disappointed because I see this as a journey, like how it was for men's cricket post the 1983 World Cup. So until then, you probably even they don't have that many videos about their innings. So maybe it is similar to that. And women's cricket now has come to a point where henceforth there will be a lot of videos about the current players, like Shefali, who made a debut, so she can probably boast about her debut game and watch her play. But I think sometimes having those things spoken by your ex-teammates, and I enjoy that. There, those talks, and yeah.
And what was your first impression of each other? That first meeting, and perhaps the only meeting that you had before the film work began?
I think we met in Bangalore, and I was quiet. I was just trying to understand and observe her, and she was just talking, and I called up my friend. I said, "Yeah, we are just in two different people altogether."
I was reading about some preparations. You undertook lessons in cricket for 6 months under 4 coaches.
Yeah, so we started off.
And there was a
when-
physiotherapist also, Akanksha.
Yeah. She's with the Indian team, yes. So I started off in Jan. We were supposed to start shooting by March. We started off by April, but then the lockdown happened. So I had shot for only 3-4 days, and then lockdown happened. And then we had to resume again. So I had to brush up my skills Again, after the second lockdown got over, and by the time we started shooting, so overall, if you see from Jan to the time I started shooting cricket, 5-6 months, yeah.
And which is one point in the film which you see as the defining image? And of course, we have seen the posters are very soothing. It's almost like baby Mithu to the grown-up Mithu, and it shows how perhaps from her birth itself, Mithali wanted to be a cricketer. What was one moment you realized that you have done your best, and this will be the proper one, or that will make the person on whom the film has been made, she'll be satisfied with it, and then only you can tell the world that this is the biopic?
Yeah, I honestly don't watch monitors when I want to give a take. So I only feel it and feel, okay, have I given it all or no? I leave it up to the director. So I didn't know until actually she saw the film or until she saw the trailer. So the only person who I asked how the trailer was, I usually don't ask people. I wait for everyone to tell me if they genuinely liked it. I don't even ask them. So the only person I asked after the trailer release was how the trailer was her. And her response kind of made it for me. And then even after the film, I don't think I asked anyone else. My friends and family was there. I just asked her, are you happy? And she said she's very happy. So I think that is...
Okay, tell me about this conversation. What did she ask you, and what was your response like?
She asked me, she said, did you like the trailer? What do you think? So I told her, yeah, I'm very impressed the way you've batted.
Your primary concern is that.
I'm an athlete, so acting is, judging a person through acting is not my domain. But yeah, I can only look at her as a cricketer. Did she bat well? Did she look like, like how I used to bat in the initial years? Yeah.
When we look at these biopics on female heroes, do you think there is need to be told? These stories must be told, and more such stories of sportswomen?
Definitely, because the journey of a woman athlete in our country is very different, and people should know the challenges that a woman faces, the hard decisions that she makes, and how difficult it becomes if they don't get the right kind of support at home or in and around them. How difficult it can be to pursue their passion if they want to be athletes or get into a sport. So I think it's very important, and also young children will understand from where a woman athlete has come, their journey to where they are.
And what makes Tapsee Pannu almost like the go-to actor for sports-based films?
I just love sports, and I love sports stars. I've looked up to them as real heroes more than the heroes in my profession. They don't get a second take. So,
yes.
So yeah, so that's that makes them. I'm always slightly on the back foot and intimidated around their presence. That's why you won't see me talk as much when she's around. Yeah, so I've always been that sports admirer, and hence I think when I take it up, I almost forget I'm an actor, which is what is happening to me last 2 years.
And besides the love for sports, again, as I said, you have almost become like the go-to actor. Do you think you're able to bring out that sincerity, that endurance, that hard work that a legend like Mithali has had in her entire career? I mean, that's what defines her.
All I know is they'll tell me by 15th of July if I have done that justice at
But
home.
I think if that is not there, probably she would not be able to emulate the style or the skill that is required to portray an athlete, whether it is hockey or running or cricket. They're all skillful sport. So she has to be hardworking and sincere to sort of understand to the nuances of that sport, to emulate that and get it very closer on the screen.
And Mithali, this is also coming at a time when you have announced that you're out of sports, out of cricket,
yeah,
and that you'll be starting your next inning. Why did you take that call?
World Cup was my goal, and I was preparing for it, but I didn't have a plan after the World Cup, and I clearly knew that after every edition of the World Cup, the team, the management looks into building the team for the next edition. So there is no point in playing for just a couple of series or a year, because I know I don't see myself playing in the next ODI World Cup edition, and I wanted the management to build a stronger team for the next edition. And that is why I thought this is the right time to take that call.
And when you say next inning, everybody wants to know, what is it? Will you be unveiling it in some way, like a Shabaash Mithu?
We'll know that in part 2.
Well, let's see. There are few things lined up, and but I know for sure I want to be connected to the sport. So whatever excites me, I'll take it up.
You kept on working on your skill sets, just as acting, sports, or any profession. It's about bettering yourself. It's about just ensuring that what you have done, you come across as far better. Do you think that has been delivered with all honesty by Taapsee in this film?
Yes, because yeah, as you rightly said, I was not the player that I was at 16. You know, when I retired. You try and keep up to the ever-changing standards of world cricket, and the way you know it's been shown in the movie from the time that I started playing cricket to where it was in the World Cup. So I think you can see the difference of the way she's batted.
Mithali, in cinema, women are always very mindful of their age. They keep thinking about it a lot. Did that happen with you as well as a cricketer? 20s is all right, perhaps in 30s.
Even if that thought didn't cross my mind, people would remind me.
I think her colleagues keep reminding her more than I keep telling her.
People remind me, and media, journalists, they start with the article only. Mithali Raj, 37-year-old, 34-year-old. So when you start the article like that, eventually when I'm reading it, you're reminding me that I am so-and-so year old. So
that doesn't happen with men. They're not reminded as much.
Yeah.
Let me start wrapping this discussion, and I'm going to begin with you, Taapsee. Would you have wanted to meet Mithali more to understand her better, or do you think looking at it from a third-person perspective, someone who has watched her closely, makes it more genuine?
I think by just being greedy of the fact that I would want to leave no stone unturned, I would have liked to meet her more, for sure. But having said that, I still believe that a third-person account of someone can sometimes give you the edge more than she telling me, oh, I used to be like that, or a third-person account sometimes helps you draw the differences better. But yeah, I mean, it would have been a little greedy of me to make sure that I give whatever I can. I would have loved to meet her more.
What about you?
I think the perspective of a third person is always very different to what you think of yourself. And since I didn't have the videos of my initial years, so I wouldn't know how I batted. So if that comes from a third person, like here, Nushin, who's coached her, who's my very dear friend, she has actually done a very good job, I would say, because she was with me all through. So she understands, you know, how I talk, what I think. So she was able to give her a very different but probably the right picture how people see me. And that's what you would want in the movie, not what I want to see myself.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is, yeah.
So why is the title of the film Shabaash Mithu? शाबाशी क्यों मिल रही है?
क्योंकि जब भी मैं जाती हूँ और स्कोर करती हूँ या शॉट मारती हूँ, that is how my teammates have always encouraged me. They would like cheer from outside, Shabaash Mithu, good shot. So that is a very you know commonly used. Yeah.
I thought it was about your parents and family who said Shabash. Because
you must have also said
ये जो
my
word
parents
है,
don't say Shabash.
that is a word which is very, you know, बड़े लोग बोलते थे क्या जबरदस्त किया तुमने शाबाश.
Because all my years, like whenever I've made debut for India or for senior team, I was always the youngest in the squad, or probably the baby of the team. So everybody were in age, they were very older to me. They were very old. So they would always say Shabash yaar tune kya kiya. So that probably that trend continued. Even today, I sometimes when the young ones they play a shot, I like Shabaash yaar, good shot. Probably not with their name, but that is a term that is commonly used in cricket.
Yeah, I agree, because that's what the sounds you pick up when you're watching a cricket match also, I keep hearing that Shabaash, Shabaash, Shabaash a lot. So when they told me this is a title, I was like, yeah, I mean, makes total sense. And then obviously, just Mithu is how she is referred to in the team. So hence Shabaash Mithu.
Are you feeling some kind of pressure because of response that public at large gave to 83?
No, not because of that. I'm feeling the pressure because a film of mine is coming in theatre after more than 2 years. I haven't gotten this jittery box office fever, Friday fever feeling since quite some time now. So I'm feeling jitters because of that.
So Shabaash Mithu and Shabaash Tapsee as well for playing that role. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.